think, and I don't care what people think, and I don't care how we look walking down the street.
If I'm late, don't wait. Go without me. I may tarry a while, 'cause I mean to know before I go how come the devil smiles. Free from care, free from fear, the saints are trooping in. Children play all around the throne, innocent of sin. A trillion voices sing the name the mortal may not know. And heaven's walls too high to hear the trouble down below. If I'm late, don't wait. Go without me.
Why does he keep smiling?
I may tarry a while, 'cause I mean to know before I go how come the devil smiles. I mean to know before I go how come the devil smiles. 'Cause I mean to know before.
Does he host the kill stream? Is that why he keeps smiling? Hello and welcome to the aforementioned kill stream. I'm your host, Ethan Ralph, the owner and the editor-in-chief of the appropriately titled TheRalphRetort.com. How are you, ladies and gentlemen, doing this evening? It is what, 10:12 p.m. Eastern here in Richmond, Virginia. All right, couple super chats. Let me read these real quick. Otto Walker says, stream by stream, all the happy Spurgs go calling in. And if a Spurg is muted, then he'll have to call again because chat is unforgiving when cold takes never end. And many a happy-go-lucky Spurg forget chat always wins. All right, that was pretty good, I have to say. Then Otto Walker says, I'm late, I'm gay, beta, and muted. Just me, my gunt, and I, but I need to find, before I'm live, how come these retards rise. Then Otto Walker says, smash or pass. Chat says gas. The Spurgs are typing in. Sending big brain shekel chats. The Fed posting begins. A Gorillion odds says spam the memes the normie may not know. And homosexual operations are still the status quo. All right, that's pretty good. I might have to get somebody to sing that, actually. Send that to me on Discord, please, Otto Walker. Panzerfaust says, another unfortunate story. Man, you're the bearer of, well, I would say bad news, but they're usually funny. Oh shit, we got another one. Okay, I'll pull these up. We'll get these before the end. Let's see, where am I at? Albanian man says, am I fucking dreaming? The bestest motherfucker around is a guest on the motherfucking kill stream. Ralph, are you trying to explode the internet, my southern dude? Yes, I am. Follow God's path, or Phil Tesla's wrath says, I love you all. I love you too. All right, let me join the call. Give me a second. What screen is the fucking call on? Okay. Now let me mute in case I come in on something spicy here. All right. I mean, not mute myself. You can still hear me. No, it's okay. They can't hear you, but I can. Give me a second. Now they can hear you. How are you doing, gentlemen? And welcome, Dick Masterson. How you doing, sir?
What's up, guys? What's up? I've never been more excited for an interview. Never. Oh my God, this is gonna be like the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. This
Now,
is gonna be great.
Like Christmas all over again.
now you have never talked to Jesse Lee?
No, I haven't. I've only been. I'm a recent convert to the Jesse Lee Peterson lifestyle because that's very much what it is, and now I'm addicted to it. Now I'm learning all about my sexual addiction, and I want to cure it. I don't know how, but he's Jesse Lee Peterson. It's the women who are the sex dealers, and I have a crippling sex addiction that I'm realizing. These children of the lies. These women are using this sexual addiction that I have over me. Oh, I want him to cure it from me. I love him. I love him. I want to
So do
cut
I.
his skin off. I want to wear his skin.
What if we don't want the cure?
Okay, not too far.
What if we don't want the cure though?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Then.
All right. Another super chat. Lord Zeno says, "Yo, best show in late night entertainment. Chat, can we get K in chat for the fucking kill stream?" Yeah, that would be nice. Fill it up with K's. We don't see that enough around here. Oh man.
1 for fun, 2 to go, and 3 so we know you're serious.
Oh Jesus. It's gonna be one of those nights, isn't it? All right. So I figured we'd start, and when Jesse, I almost called him Jesse, because anyway, when Jesse gets here,
Oh, yeah.
I figured we'll talk about this as well at the beginning, at least. Jesse Smollett, he's not doing so well, Dick. I don't know if you've followed this case.
No, he's been really unfairly treated. I was the victim of a couple hate crimes today. Some guys in a pickup truck, and the pickup truck was wearing a MAGA hat. They all had MAGA hats on, and the truck itself had a MAGA hat, and they threw tacos and bean burritos at me, and they said, it's Trump time. It's Trump time. It's Trump time. Because, that's what MAGA peeds say. It's Trump time over and over.
What I say.
They threw some Windex at me, not bleach.
Does anybody ever? Oh man, I just don't.
That is the stupidest hate crime I've ever heard of. First of all, dude, just hire white people. Like, let's.
That's
start
what
with
I
the
said on
basics.
Saturday. I did an impromptu stream, and it's. Do you not know any white people, or?
We hired 2 giant Nigerians to do
Yeah,
it.
this doesn't look like magapede material here. I don't know what's going on. Why didn't you just hire a
And the
white
thing-
dude?
He didn't even wear MAGA hats. They just wore red hats. They couldn't even buy MAGA hats to do it right.
Well, they
they
only
just
had a
bought red
$3,000
hats.
budget. Those
Yeah,
hats are
that's
not
true.
cheap. They're like $45 a piece.
They were hate
They're
criming
the
on a
quality
budget.
made in America. That's
Yeah.
why they're expensive. The quality.
Maybe they thought it would be Trace. I don't know. Or he's a really virulent anti-Trump activist. So maybe he just, even if when he was faking his hate crime, he didn't want to give Trump even a couple dollars for the old re-election campaign. I'm not sure what the thought process was, but he would have done better off just hiring a couple homeless white people. I really still have no clue what this guy was thinking.
It
Now
was
let me.
great. What a
here-
disaster.
I noticed a little something on Twitter today. So I turned off my PC earlier, and it still had the windows pulled up from when I did the impromptu stream on Saturday, and it had Nancy Pelosi's tweet because I had pulled it up on screen, and so it just refreshed. You know how it does; it'll bring up the programs you had up when you turn the computer off. So it refreshed Chrome with that tab still open. Well, I noticed a certain something when that tab refreshed. I was going through to close it. Nancy Pelosi went back and deleted her tweet about old Jussie here. Shockingly enough, the original tweet said the racist homophobic attack on Jussie Smollett is an affront to our humanity. No one should be attacked for who they are or whom they love. I pray that Jussie has a speedy recovery and that justice is served. May we all commit to ending this hate once and for all. That was what she originally said. The Speaker of the House, the august Speaker of the House.
I love the take that, like, okay, even if he did hoax it, like, this is still a culture of hate that's going on in our country that we need to address. Like, come on. The whole half of the country is like arguing like your worst relationship that you've ever had. Like, they can't even give an inch on this one. Like, just give it. We'll give you a free pass. Just everybody delete the tweets and rewind it. There's no need to double down on it.
They can't. The media has tripled down. They're writing, well, even if it's fake, it's like this is the era of Trump. This is what like minorities face in Trump's America. Is this hateful? All these people going after him. No, untrue. The Daily Caller had a great article today listing out basically all the hoaxes, and there is a shit ton of hoaxes.
By the way, oh yeah, I gotta go back and pull that up before Jesse gets here. Pull this up though first. This is Cory Booker talking today. I put it in the side chat, gentlemen. He's saying we shouldn't rush to judgment.
Booker.
Imagine that. We should be calm. Don't rush to judgment. Don't go out there and say a bunch of shit without knowing the facts. Now they want you. Just chill out. Just chill out, guys. Why are you getting so excited when they're responsible for this culture in the first place? All right, let's pull it up.
He literally called it a modern day lynching. And Cory Booker was out there going, it's a modern day lynching to all the media
Kamala
outlets.
Harris did the same thing. Now, Dick, you live in California. Is it Kamala or Kamala? Do we know? I've heard it all different ways.
Everyone I know here calls her just cunt. I didn't know. Yeah.
I like that one better, actually.
Yeah.
All right, now here's the
She's
video.
actually pretty deeply unpopular in California, which is hilarious. They did like a poll of would you support Kamala Harris for the Democrat nomination? I think like less than 50% said yeah. There was like 47 or something.
She just seems like that bitch in the PTA that everybody hates. Like, was she the one talking about smoking weed
Yes,
and
I was
listening to
Tupac
like-
and Snoop, yeah.
and they weren't out while she was in college? It's like impossible that you...
Yeah, when Snoop and Tupac came out, she was I think she was the district attorney or like assistant DA for Alameda County or something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe she was chiefing out to Tupac and Snoop, but it wasn't while she was in college. It was while she was locking up other people for chiefing out to Tupac and Snoop. All right, I'm gonna play this video. It's about 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I'm gonna hit it. You guys got it pulled up?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna hit it right now. Oh shit.
Well, the information's still coming out. I'm going to withhold until all the information actually comes out from on-the-record sources. We know in America that bigoted and biased attacks are on the rise in a serious way. And we actually even know in this country that since 9/11, the majority of the terrorist attacks on our soil have been right-wing terrorist attacks. The majority of them white supremacist attacks, from the horrific shootings in Pittsburgh or in South Carolina Church. What we're seeing is attacks on people because they're different, and we all need to join together and condemn those attacks and the hatred and the bigotry that sources them.
Do you think it's time for Mr. Smollett to address this more publicly, though, given what's out there?
Again, I'm following this in the news as you are, and we'll see what happens.
Well, wouldn't a risk of a hoax attack, wouldn't that be a detriment to the work that you're trying to do with your anti-lynching bill? Wouldn't that hurt the movement?
Again, we have seen painful realities surge in our country, rise in anti-Semitism.
Look, he's doing his really
anti-Islamic
serious voice
attacks.
right now.
We're seeing just vicious, horrific, cruel violence that's motivated by bias and hate. We need to do more.
We got it. Okay, we got it, Cory. That's Cory Booker. Now's the time for calm. It wasn't time for that last week, but now it's the time to just chill out. It's sad when Al Sharpton has more stones than you. Al Sharpton says Jussie Smollett should face accountability to the maximum. Now's the time to just chill out. It's sad when Cory Booker.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna get fucked if he embarrassed all these people. Al Sharpton, like, I mean, I hope that's what happens. He embarrassed the whole establishment. You make a senator delete a tweet? Ooh, that's bad, buddy. That's bad. You're gonna get yourself deleted.
What do you think? What do you think, Zidane? Now, the poll I ran, and I can run it again. We have a bigger crew here tonight, and I'll put it to the panel. You can start, Dick, and we'll go around. Do you think Jussie will actually go to jail for this?
No, I don't think Hollywood people have to live by the same rules as everybody else. I don't think he'll go to jail.
Yeah, I think Dick's right. I don't think he'll go to jail, but I do think he'll get fired from his job, though. I think he'll get fired from Empire, even though he was going to get cut anyway. That was the rumor going around that he was going to get cut, and he did this. First, he tried another fake hoax with a letter that a lot of people didn't hear about, and it had a powdery substance in it. It was actually aspirin, and when that didn't work out, he did this.
Now, yeah, okay, so I have another story. This thing just keeps going.
Dude, I think people kind of will like this. Like, I think a lot of people, a significant number of people, will look at what he did and see it as using, like, being a bad guy, like doing like a naughty, dangerous thing to try and put one over on the establishment.
You think they could turn him heel on the show. Maybe he'd make him a real dick.
They'll look at him like he's the Walter White. Like, oh yeah, that guy, he's so badass. He faked a hate crime to just show how much hate there is in America.
Let me read this.
That's exactly what they're going to say, too. They're going to be like, oh, well, this may not have actually happened, but this is the reality of what black men and women have to deal with in America on a daily basis. This is reality.
That's pretty much what Cory Booker just said.
Yeah, this is the narrative. This is what they're going to go with.
All right, let me read this.
I also heard
go
that
ahead.
the increase in hate crimes is because more organizations are reporting them now.
That's true.
Why, yeah.
And a lot of them are fake. By the way, if you guys have that link on the fake hate crimes, it's in there somewhere. But if you can grab it and pull it towards the end, I'll pull it up. Empire actor Jussie Smollett upset after a racist letter sent to the show's studio didn't get, quote, a bigger reaction. Is suspected of paying 2 men to attack him a week later, according to multiple sources with direct knowledge of the investigation. When the letter didn't get enough attention, he concocted the staged attack, a source told CBS investigator. Now, also when they went to these gentlemen's house, they've already flipped on him, by the way. They let them go. I know for a fact they're probably not going to do any jail time, but so they let them go. But some of the evidence they seized from their house was a wallet with stamps in it and some magazines. Which why would you seize that unless maybe this letter? Have you seen this letter, by the way, Dick?
No.
Okay.
Was it like the Lebowski letter? Like no funny stuff? Oh, my volume's low. All right, I'll turn that up for you guys.
It's hold on, I'll send the link, but it's up on the screen now too. It's pretty amazing to look at straight here. Here's the letter.
Okay.
You will die, black fag, is what the letter says. And it has some scribbles on it that appears to be a kindergarten drawing. And they seized magazines and stamps from these guys' house. Now, this is pure speculation, of course, but I'm thinking that perhaps, first off, look at, how did this even make it to the studio? I don't even see how. This gives me greater faith in the United States Postal Service, I do have to say.
Are mailmen used to delivering mail that looks like it was written during a murder?
Like, what is going on here?
Like, did this Newman motherfucker?
I know exactly what they did. I know what they did. They wrote it with their left hand if they're right-handed, so you can't trace their handwriting.
It's very. I think
it looks like they wrote it with the pen shoved up their ass.
Look at
that. Could be true too.
It has MAGA up in the top left corner. I don't know if you can make that out. The finger's covering the M, but
it's the return address.
Yes, MAGA is the return address.
Who are the two guys down in the drawing?
I don't know. I'm assuming
Jesse?
One of them is just so. Look, even now, I just now noticed this. I guess that must be the guy hanging him. But if you notice, Jussie has a little rope and a noose type thing around his neck there. Huh? It's funny that he had a.
So then that must be a tree.
Yeah, well, are somebody hanging him from the tree? I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe it's like an Ent from Lord of the Rings. One of those three men.
But I think it's kind of startling that it has the noose here on the drawing, and then they found a noose around his neck on the night of his alleged attack. Now, another thing, his lawyers have come out and said, "How dare you accuse Jussie of this? No way.
Absolutely dare you!"
That's pretty much what they're saying. Yeah. Now, my strategy would be, and I haven't. I think, did we have Nick Recato on to talk about this one night? I don't remember if it was this or something else. Maybe when it was first happening. I don't remember, but we had him on in the last couple weeks. I just don't remember if we talked about this. I'm no lawyer, of course. I've had to deal with lawyers more than once, unfortunately. Not because lawyers are bad people, but because I got myself into some sticky situations. But my advice would be try to cut a deal as quickly as possible. Like, what is his game plan here? I don't understand what he thinks he's doing.
Go to rehab.
Yeah,
So
I was in a
drug
bad
problem.
pull a Monday Matt. I was in a bad headspace. I don't know, but something. By the way, chat's still saying turn Dick up.
Is this better? He already used his "I'm gonna live my life as a gay man." They're gonna have to invent like a new type of sexual, new orientation. We're always in California. We're always working in victim sciences to see new ways people can be a victim. So maybe he'll be a pioneer.
I mean, just claim drug abuse, or I was molested as a child and I had a flashback, and the guy who molested. Yeah, as I say, the guy kind of looked like Trump, the one who molested me, and I couldn't help myself. Something happened to my brain, and I don't know. All right, let me read these. Let's see. Hyphen says JLP wants on. Check the back of that stream. Yeah, he should be here in about 10 minutes. I scheduled it for that time. Ash Gassam says, I'm not sure I approve of you having the extremist Dick Masterson on the stream. 1488 forever says,
a blue-pilled extremist.
Yes.
I love Banks so much.
Next guy says,
Loved Banks so much he started one on his own.
Yeah, that's how much I love Banks. I couldn't be away from him, so I turned my house into one.
Next guy says, based black Nigerians. Welded Visor says, props to Zidane, the OG JLP prophet. Thank you for showing us the way. Also, welcome back. We missed you. He said something else. I'll leave it there. Something about sea creatures. FQH says, what a country you live in where race relations are so good that you have to fake hate crimes against you. Well, they were just doing the jobs Americans didn't want to do. Actually, I made that joke the other day. But they are Nigerian. I think they might actually be citizens, though, from what I read. But still, it's funny. All right. CTH says, Cory Booker claims that hate crimes are on the rise, and that is only true in the amount of hoaxes and false claims made by the rest of these fake-ass people. Welded Advisor says, I saw that letter, the one Zidane mentioned, and it was so ridiculous, I legit thought it was a meme. I didn't know it was real. Yeah, it looks like a joke. It looks like something you would see on 4chan or something. Like, I just...
It does.
It's really bad.
Why are they hanging him and shooting him?
That's seems like a bit of overkill, literally, doesn't it?
Yeah.
One or the
Or are they
other.
injecting him with like some kind of a vitiligo disease? It looks like a syringe. The real problem is that some actors just can't be directors. Like, this was a failure of execution from a directing level, with the wrong casting, the wrong time, the story didn't add up. That's the lesson to take from this.
Black Goat says, an overweight white man, a furry alligator, an Asian supremacist, a blue-pilled Mexican, and a boomer black man walk into a bar. Comfy Blanky says, six grillion, goys, 6 grillion, never forget, never forget. Baron von Ungen Sternberg says, I have come to a realization that adds a bit of white pill to our minds. Whenever you get depressed, just remember that every single breath you take serves as an egregious insult to our many enemies who will never have their perfect world. That's nice. I like that. Step Dev says, the only way Jesse can get out of this is going trans. Yeah, what's his, him, whatever his name, got away with a murder there. Well, was a vehicular homicide, I believe. Let's see. Soupy Colombo says, this is all part of Smollett promoting his upcoming book, How to Fake a Hate Crime, for all the little gay boys. Snobby line. By the way, did you see his appearance on Good Morning America, Dick?
No.
Wait, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no. You still haven't... Oh, God. I've played it on this show a couple times. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I feel like we need to see it again. I don't think you can actually see this too many times, to be honest with you. And
hey, congratulations on your Indiegogo, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Great.
Going down to Miami. Gonna drop to DC. Should be interesting. Hopefully not too interesting. But,
yeah, I was gonna say this will look great in the Rappa and Toad McKinley's video after you and Worski declare war on each other.
Or end up in the big house down there in Florida. I heard they're not too nice down there. Okay, here's the video. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Let me pull it up. How many windows? Like I said, I don't think you can see this too many times. I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing, but a few minutes. Okay, are you ready? I'll go ahead and start it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's play it for the last time, I swear. I played this again on Saturday, but all right, let's play it right now.
Cover story. We have more of our exclusive with Jussie Smollett. I sat down with the Empire star for his first interview since that night in Chicago. He opened up about what he's learned and the bigger message he wants the world to hear. What do you feel people need to hear the most from this story?
I think that what people need to hear is just the truth. It's just the truth, because everybody has their own idea. Some are healing and some are hurtful. But I just want young people young members of the LGBTQ community, young black children, to know how strong that they are, to know the power that they hold in their little pinky.
It's been 2 weeks since that
What a
night
psycho.
left actor Jussie Smollett bruised but not broken, and he's still processing.
By the way, this is the best acting of his career by far.
Before.
It's not even close.
I get
Fake
threatened
tears.
all the time on Twitter and Instagram and DMs and things like that. It's like, but, you know, I'm a public figure. I'm very outspoken. Sometimes maybe too outspoken, but it's who I am, you know? So I get the idea of pissing people off, that you're gonna rub people the wrong way.
In fact, the week before the attack, police confirm a letter was sent to the Fox studio in Chicago with threatening language and laced with powdery substance, likely Tylenol. Do you think there's a link between the letter and the attack? And you did mention it to the police right away about the letter.
Absolutely. Just because on the letter it had a stick figure hanging from a tree with a gun pointed towards it, with the words that said, "Smollett Jussie, you will die, black." There was no address, but the return address said in big red, you know, like caps, MAGA. Did I make that up too?
And despite lack of video surveillance footage, Smollett hopes to rewrite the narrative about that night, saying he fought back against his attackers and reported the incident after his creative director called 911.
He's supposed to be well-known requesting a report,
whoops.
so the news was placed over the friend's neck.
I want that video found so badly because for probably 4 reasons. Number one, I want them to find the people that did it. Number two, I want them to stop being able to say alleged attack. Number three, I want them to see that I fought back. And I want a little gay boy who might watch this to see that I fought back. And it does not take anything away from people that are not able to do that. But I fought back. They ran off. I didn't.
What do you say to a young gay man?
Because you
a
paid
young
them,
gay
Jussie.
person?
To learn to fight. And I don't just mean like learn to fight. I mean
learn to fight.
Learn to fight. Learn to be a fighter. I am not advocating violence at all. So let's be clear about that. If you're gonna die, fight until you do. Because if you don't fight, you have no chance. I have fought for love. I'm an advocate. I respect too much the people.
I'm a warrior.
I am now one of those people who have been attacked in any way. You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
If the attackers are never found,
A weird thing to
how
say.
will you be able to heal?
I don't know. Let's just hope that they are. You know what I'm saying?
He's crying because he hopes they don't find him.
I was talking to a friend and I said, I just want them to find them. And she said, sweetie, they're not
I
gonna
need to take that rope back.
It just made me so angry because, so I'm just gonna be left here with this? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna be left here with like, so they get to go free and go about their life and possibly attack someone else, and I'm here to left with the aftermath of this bull. That's not cool to me. That's not okay. So I understand how difficult it will be to find them, but we gotta.
Nice.
I still want to believe with everything that has happened that there's something called justice.
Let me pause it, and I'll cut the feed to the audience, and just let me know when he's ready, and I'll read the rest of these super chats real quick. Okay, now it's just me now for a moment. Jesse's getting set up. Okay, let me read this. Where am I at? Despised username says Jussie hired based on affirmative action rather than quality, hence why Nigerian Milli Vanilli screwed up on hiding the evidence of their involvement. Why keep the mags and buy a clothesline, which is something most stores no longer carry? Good question. Soupy Colombo says this is all part of Smollett promoting his upcoming book, How to Fake a Hate Crime for All the Little Gay Boys. I already read that one. Fluoride says he will get charged, but not because he was caught, but because he attempted to use the hate crime mafia without paying his dues. Hey, Rabbi, what you doing? Salva says, Ralph, ask JLP what he thinks of this article. Okay, I'll try to put that on the agenda. They're getting set up, by the way. I can hear them. Okay. They're still working there. Okay. Where am I at? Mr. Fox says, did you hear that CRP... Salva says, oh, excuse me. Mr. Fox says, sorry, I'm hearing different stuff. Mr. Fox says, did you hear that CRP is scrapping the documentary about the Warski-Tonka fight, Trash Fire? I did hear that. I was sad to hear that. I know that there's a little bit of beef there, perhaps, with him and Warski, and I like both those guys, and hopefully they can get it figured out. Super Sasha X says, so is the retarded crippled coward Indian still a thing? I think his name is Thonga Radio or something. I believe so. I'm not sure if he's still doing shows. Mistia says, bring back SPCC's old chair 148GG. Welded Advisor says, Jesse equals Alfie, that's different. Jesse equals Beta. Then we have the poll here. Will Jesse go to jail? No, 499. Yes, 325. And I think he's ready. Hold on, give me a sec. Sorry, I'm having to ad lib here while they get set up. I'm just reading the chat. So chat, like the Saturday chat, doesn't think he's gonna go to jail. Okay. Okay. They're getting set up. Should I sing a song? What could I sing? You guys didn't hear. Okay. All right. Are we good? Zidane, are we good? Okay. He just said, wait, I'm on camera, but they're not on camera? And they said, what? So they can see me, but I can't see them? And they said, yeah. Jesse Lee said, amazing. Oh, man. I think it's good. Zidane, what? Oh, man. Okay. Okay. That was so funny. I wish that had been on air. They're still adjusting. Okay. Another super chat. Thank you, by the way. Oh, Snobby Lon says you missed my last super chat. Oh, he said, by the way, Monday Matt has been gaining subscribers the past 2 days. I don't know how this is possible. Well, he probably bought them. Who knows? Real Dr. Santos says, grand jury convened in Chicago. New witness found. Upon returning home, the woman saw 3 men standing on the corner where Smollett would later report being attacked. All I saw was 3 guys talking. I don't think there was any problem. Wow. I didn't even see that. That must have happened since the show's been on the air. All right. Let's see. Let me check in. Are they... Okay, looks good to me. Okay. 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 I know this is thrilling. I'm seeing all this. You guys are not seeing it. They're setting up. Discord link. Okay, I'll put the Discord link out. Give me a sec. Let me throw that out. Probably will take a few calls. I see one caller in particular in there already. There's the... Hold on. You guys... Oh, man. Oh, man. I wish this was on. Okay. Let me just... Now, this is a story I accidentally showed at the beginning of the stream. I might as well talk about it so I have something to talk about real quick. My Little Pony animator sentenced for possession of child pornography. An Ottawa artist who helped animate children's TV shows has been sentenced to 28 months in prison for possessing more than 60,000 images of child pornography and sharing them online. Tom Weissam, 55, has worked on TV productions such as My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and Littlest Pet Shop, according to the Internet Movie Database. Weissam was sentenced after pleading guilty to the charges in December 2017, 2 months after police executed a search warrant at his home in Old Ottawa South. Police found 60,165 pictures, many of them duplicates, along with 1,626 videos, some of which depicted adults engaging in sexual behaviors with the children, and some of the images, young girls had their hands and feet bound. So My Little Pony fans blown out. Okay. Okay. All right, let me switch it. Okay, I'm here. Mr. Peterson, it is a pleasure to have you on the program, sir.
Thank you. It's a joy to be here. Thank you so much.
All right. So we were talking most of the first part of the program about Jussie Smollett. Have you been following that case?
I have.
What are your thoughts on it so far?
Well, from the very beginning, I didn't believe the story. It just sounded like a setup. And I don't know all the real deal about it yet, but I believe he did it trying to gain something for himself. And in America today, Black people have been trained to falsely accuse white people in order to get what they want, because they know that white people are not going to fight back. They're not going to say anything because they are afraid of being called racist, right? We saw with the Duke lacrosse case, recently in Houston, Texas, there was a black girl shot, a little girl shot while riding in a car, and they pretend that it was a white man. The blacks pretend that it was a white man, and they had this picture of a white man, and then they finally the officers arrested a black man, and as soon as they found out it was a black person, they all went back into their hellhole. No apology to white Americans, nothing. And then we've seen it.
No, I was just going to say, it's the same people pushing this as well. The exact same people.
Yes.
Ava DuVernay and all these things. Jasmine Barnes, I had to look it up myself. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, that was very recent. Yeah, go ahead.
That's right. And we've seen it around college campuses where the blacks want to cry racism. And they even set up things themselves and pretend right on walls, bad things on walls and things like that, and pretend that white people did it. And then you find out they did it themselves. And they get away with it. No apology, no arrest, no nothing. And so I'm not surprised that Jussie Smollett doing the same thing. I don't know if it's true that they was about to write him out of the TV show and he was trying to hang in there or something was going on, but I never believed the story. And watch when it's proven that he totally lied, purely set up. He's just the black people gonna go back into their hellhole. You won't hear anything else about it. Even that woman, nasty, dirty woman, Kamala Harris, who's running for president, Democrat running for president in California, and along with Cory Booker, another wheat beta male, and the Rhino Republican Tim Scott, they all introduced a lynching bill or something like that, and not even knowing all the facts or anything, but it's a chance to go after white people. And so they took advantage and did that without knowing all the facts. And it's going to continue because most white people are afraid to speak up. They're afraid to be called racist. And the most hated people on this side of earth, of heaven, are white people nowadays. So it's not going to stop until white people start to speak up.
Now we have Dick Masterson here. He runs a very popular podcast called Appropriately the Dick Show. Dick Masterson, do you want to introduce yourself to?
Hey, Jesse Lee Peterson, how you doing? I'm a big fan. I wrote a book called Men Are Better Than Women a long time ago, so I've been called everything in the book, if you could imagine. I love your stuff, man. I've been going down the Jesse Lee Peterson rabbit hole like for 2 weeks straight after you completely devastated Destiny in an interview.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Do you remember Destiny's Child? You remember that guy?
I do. It was amazing.
It was. Man, you have taught me so much about the power of yes/no questions.
Yes. People are afraid to they're afraid to say yes or no because they are trying to hide and they don't want you to see who they really are. And the fact is, most people today are children of the lie.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to see that. That's why they hide behind yes and no questions rather than answering them.
Now, children of the lie, what is that? How would you describe that exactly?
Children of the lie are the liberal media, the Democratic Party, the right-o Republicans, the never Trumpers, and the black race hustlers, and most of the black preachers who are not called by God anyway, but by their mama. They live off lies because they're trying to gain power and wealth for themselves. And so they won't tell you the truth because the truth will make you free. And they don't want you to be free. They want you to be enslaved to them.
All right, Zidane, you also introduced yourself here. Zidane's a co-host of the Kill Stream here. By the way, thank you very much for coming on the show. We were very appreciative of you, Sean.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Zidane.
Hey, great talking to you, Mr. Peterson.
Right,
a little while ago, and
you guys could call me Jesse.
And okay, but yeah, it's been today. Having you on the show is fantastic. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a very long time. I host my own little stream that I have, and I've been going through your stuff, letting people know about your stuff. Everybody in the chat knows that. I'm a giant fan of yours.
Thank you.
What do you think about Black Lives Matter? They haven't been around lately, but I think in 2020 they're going to make a resurgence just because the Democrats are going to need them. What do you think about that?
Black Lives Matter is a far left, liberal, evil organization that was created by black lesbians and black homosexuals and white godless social justice warriors. Black Lives Matter is worse than the KKK. They have caused more harm to black people than the KKK could have ever done. And if you remember, instead they went around chanting, "What do we want? Dead cops. When do we want it? Now." Penis in the blanket, frying like bacon. And after that, some blacks went out and started killing white cops. And instead of arresting those folks or punishing them or doing something, the fallen Messiah, Obama, invited them to the White House several times. And that gave them the so-called courage to go out and attack white Americans and accuse them falsely and intimidate white people because they knew that white people were not going to speak up. But as soon as Obama left the White House, they went underground. But you're right. They'll come back out again now that we have a godless Democrats running for the president. The president, especially that Kamala Harris woman. That's a nasty, evil, dirty woman. She's worse than Barack Obama. So you will see them come back out real soon.
Now you had a tweet. Let me switch so people can see it here. You had a tweet. I saw Gator. He's another co-host of mine. He's here too, and I'll let him get in soon. But you had a tweet, and I saw him retweet it. Don Cheadle allegedly called a homosexual co-star names, and this is what these people have to do in order to be accepted back into the club. I believe you're referring to him. He was on Saturday Night Live. I didn't see it live, but I saw pictures of it on Twitter where he had the "Protect Trans Kids" or something like that on his shirt. And you continued and you said, "Amazing how these people continue to empower LGBTQ tyrants. Blacks in Hollywood are terrified to criticize homosexuals. #sad." Now, could you elaborate on that a little bit?
You know, when I was growing up, long story short, when I was growing up, I grew up on a plantation down in Alabama. I grew up under the Jim Crow laws. I remember colors only sign for blacks only, all that stuff. But the thing that black people had in their favor is that they believed in God. They believed in what was right or what is right. They got married for the most part. They had their children under the umbrella of marriage. They worked hard. They didn't blame white people for their problems. And they didn't complain about stuff. They didn't feel like victims, right? Today's black people, most, not all, but most are very lazy. They're immoral. The men are acting like women, and the women are very angry. And they've been needy. You know, they're needy of the government. They are incapable of working and doing for themselves and being strong and overcoming. And so now they are feeling like victims. So they need affirmative action. They need somebody to give them something. And they know that if they don't go along with the radical homosexuals because black people do not believe homosexuality is normal. But now they have to go along with it because they need folks to give them free stuff. And they know if they disagree with homosexuality out loud, that they're going to take their free stuff away from them. And so that's why they're calling good evil and evil good. Black people are cowards nowadays because they don't believe in God. They don't believe in good. And the men are pathetically weak. They're just like women. They think and act. They're very violent. They're just like women. And it wasn't like that when I was growing up. So that's why they're going along with the homosexuals, because they don't want them to take away their free stuff.
Now, what do you think has caused this decline in the black community? Would you trace it back to Great Society programs from Lyndon Baines Johnson, or where do you think it began, really?
It started with the so-called civil rights movement, which and I believe now that the civil rights movement was one of the worst things that could happen to black people, because prior to the so-called civil rights movement, black people didn't have leaders. They had their parents. They did what was right. They didn't need anyone to tell them how to think, who to vote for, how to act, and all that. But the so-called civil rights movement started, and they took over the hearts and minds of black people and became their leaders. And then the government became their daddy under Lyndon B. Johnson, organized by the Democrats, by the way, and supported by the so-called civil rights movement. And so that's when it started. They removed the black man from the home, and the government became the daddy. The black men became weak. The women became angry, and it's just been downhill ever since. The anger that you see in the black community with black men and black women is the anger of their mothers. The mothers are very angry because they hate men, and they're passing that down to their children. And it's just going on from generation to generation. And rather than overcoming it, they're blaming it on white people. And white people hate it, man. They're the most hated species on this side of heaven. And if they don't start speaking up and saying, no, you got to do for your own, I don't care what you call me, you got to go out there and work hard and take care of your own family, your own kids, it's only going to get worse. Look at South Africa. Mommy Africa. In Africa right now, the government is controlled by black people, and they're killing whites, they're robbing them, raping them, murdering them in their own homes, and taking their land without compensation. And if white people don't start speaking up, the same thing going to happen here in this country, because if the government become people of color, they already got 2 Muslims who hate Christians and Jews, and then they got a couple of homosexuals in there, homosexuals, and then that woman, Cortez, whatever her name, Cortez or whatever.
Ocasio, Alec, AOC. That's right.
She made it known that she's living with her boyfriend. What a slut! And
God bless the sluts, though, Jesse. Let's not.
By the way, I saw you. I think you were talking to David Pakman, and your final question to him, and he seemed to be taken off guard, was, what do you think about sluts? It seemed to take him off guard when you asked him about that. Now, could you elaborate on that?
They had the Slut Maker March downtown LA. This is the second year we've gone down there to ask why, man on the street things. And they had all these sluts down there. And so I asked the women about being sluts, and they were proud to be sluts. And they didn't think anything was wrong with it. And so a couple of women asked me, the founder of that organization asked me, well, if women who sleep with men out of wedlock or something like that are sluts, what are men? And I said, men are slut makers.
Yeah. It's crazy in those interviews when you ask women about what their opinion on sluts are. They say sluts are great, but then when you ask them if they're a slut, they all say, "Oh God, no,
yeah,
not
me."
That's
right. They don't want to admit that they're a slut, but those sluts downtown admitted they were sluts. But some women don't want to admit it, but in reality they are, because if they're having sex out of wedlock, they are sluts, and the men who are having sex with them are slut makers. That's for sure.
Yeah. And addicted to the I got a sex addiction that you're always talking about. I have a horrible case of sex addiction that my girlfriend uses against me regularly. I'm trying, if you've got any advice, I'm horribly addicted. I need it 5-6 times a day sometimes, especially if I'm hungover.
Why you need it so much?
I don't know. I've never asked myself.
I know why.
Why?
May I tell you why?
Yes, please.
Because you hate women.
I've been told that too.
Yeah. And all men who hate their mothers hate all women. And they're trying to find love through the woman by way of sex.
Yeah.
And women don't have love to give. Women are the receivers of love, not the givers of love. And so you're going to be addicted to sex until you forgive your mother for what she did to you. And when you forgive her, then God will forgive you. And he'll draw you back into your natural state of being. And then you can treat women in the right way. But you're using women because you hate them. You're trying to get something from them that they do not have. There's an order to life. And that order is God in Christ, Christ over man, man over woman, and woman over children. And so love comes from above, down below, not from below up. So you're trying to get love from women, and you're never going to get it. And women hate you too when you need
She's
them
nodding.
like that.
My girlfriend's nodding at that last part right now. She says, "I think you're right about that."
Yeah, they don't like weak men, but they also have a love-hate relationship with the power that they have over you. They'll take the power over you, but they don't really want it. They want you to be a man. They need you to bring them out of the hellhole that they're in. But they can't help but love. Yeah, they can't help but love hate you. So you need to forgive your mother. Go and deal with your mother so you can forgive her, and then return to your father. Your whole world would change. Then you can be a man, because women are sex dealers, and men are sex addicts until they forgive their mothers.
All right, I got to text my mom. I have her on my phone as huge bitch. Is that normal?
Are you afraid to go forgive her?
No, I'm exaggerating to be funny, but I do think I do really think that I had issues with my mother, probably with both of my parents when I was much younger, and I think you're dead right about that. That a lot of guys have problems with their mom and they're looking for sex, and
that's right. They're trying to find love through the woman by way of sex, and their sex is not love. Sex is just a moment of pleasure, and you need to get over seeking pleasure. And so the only way that's going to happen, man, is that you got to forgive your mother. Other way, you're doomed.
Yeah. Do you agree with me that men find, I'm using your lines on you, do you agree with me that men find fulfillment from work and industry rather than from relationships?
100%.
Okay. Yeah.
If it wasn't for sex, men wouldn't have anything to do with women.
Yeah, you're damn right.
He's right. He's 100% right.
That's the only because otherwise men can't stand women.
Yeah.
And so they're better off working.
True, isn't it? Yes.